Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to NBA Prime Time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in today. And today we're going to talk about Ja Morant, who's been electrifying and lighting basketball up in college. Murray State sophomore point guard Ja Morant is drawing comparisons to Russell Westbrook this year, given his athleticism and ability to take over games and lead the races. The 6'3" guard is averaging 23.5 points, 10.5 assists, and 1.8 steals this season, as his Racers are 12-2 and first in place in the Ohio Valley Conference. I love this video because this one mostly reminds me and shows me the abilities that Morant has. It draws so many comparisons, as you can see, like on the handles. And you're going to see one play like when he splits the whole lane, goes behind the back, and does a right-hand scoop layup. It's just like that one right there is Kyrie-like. And he has Westbrook athleticism and explosion. He's just a hybrid of both of them to me, if you ask me. As written over on SB Nation, Murray State played Alabama earlier this season with over 30 NBA scouts in attendance. To get a glimpse of Morant, he scored 38 points and 9 assists in this game and drew high praise from Crimson Tide head coach Avery Johnson. Morant recently set social media on fire Thursday when he offered his own rendition of Vince Carter's infamous dunk from the 2000 Sydney Olympics, and he nailed it. He also recorded and set a school record for 18 assists during that game too. Given his abilities, Morant is currently projected by Jonathan Givney of ESPN to be the number 2 overall pick in the NBA draft this year, right behind freshman star Zion Williamson. Most point to the fact that Morant is a much better passer and shooter than Westbrook, and that figures to translate well at the next level. Now armed with plenty of hype, Morant will lead Murray State through the Valley Conference this season and try to position his team for a trip to the NCAA tournament, and they will likely need to win the conference in order to do so. As a freshman last year, the Racers lost to number 5 seed West Virginia in the first round as Morant scored 14 points during the loss. The country will surely be rooting him on this season to watch him on the big stage, likely for the last time. He for the Bulls, I like what he could bring. I like what he could bring a lot. What I'm seeing from Dunn, it's not really what I see being a future point guard. And for the Bulls lineup, they can go so many ways. If they landed at the number 2 pick, best available talent would be Morant, and therefore Dunn would be replacing the lineup, giving a Morant, Levine, Porter, Markkanen, Carter Jr. combo. But I was also thinking, like, worst case scenario, if the Bulls went, let's say, 4th in the draft, I was seeing maybe Levine could be the point guard replacement and, have a lineup of Levine at point. Reddish would be my number 4 pick and plug him in at the shooting guard right away. Porter at the small forward, Markkanen at the 4, and Carter at the 5. I think the best fit for Morant would be the Bulls as well, because he will be able to come and start right in without a lot of pressure. But he would also have a little bit of pressure, being that he would be the last piece of the rebuild, because I don't see the Bulls going on a further tear to try and do another rebuild next year, because they're so far, they kind of ahead of schedule, being that they just made a trade for Otto Porter. So he would be the last piece to the starting 5, And I think to bring some vets in behind Morant, the perfect vet would be Rose, because they remind me of so much of each other as far as ability and skill-wise. Morant is a perfect hybrid of Irving, Westbrook, and Rose. I say Rose because of his weight and ability to slash and get to the bucket. Kyrie because his way to break down the defense with his handle, and his first step is also remembrance of Rose and Kyrie. But Westbrook because of his playmaking, able to get his team involved and be a stat stuffer. He gets in there, gets steals, gets rebounds, but most importantly, he gets points and assists. And I believe that for the best team for him would be to come to the Bulls, because it's a lot of players there that can shoot, get their own shots, but they don't have a playmaker like Morant. And I believe he would be the last piece of their puzzle to get their rebuild, going on the way up. He will be a top 3 pick, there's no question. The thing is just what team he goes to. I believe he'll be a star, but he's gonna have to, go through the trials and tribulations of, joining the league. He's gonna have to gain some weight. He's gonna be going against bigger guards. But as far as a talent and skill standpoint, he has the it factor. He has everything. He's perfect. You know, if he would have came out of last year's draft, I believe he would have been the number 1 point guard selected. But, you know, he put in the work, and he's a mid-major, you know, and he's putting up stats, you know, that it took Damian Lillard at a mid-major 4 years to achieve. Steph Curry, 4 years to achieve. He's doing it in his sophomore year. You know, he's putting up big-time numbers as a sophomore, you know, and they turn into all-stars. So I believe the sky's the limit for Morant, and I believe the potential for him, I'm rating it at a 3-time all-star. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. It's NBA Primetime.